All right, guys, so welcome back. It is freezing cold up here in western Illinois, and it is not much fun to work out in a non-heated shop. So we're doing a little bit of kind of the behind-the-scenes work today. We're going to inspect and clean up some bolts, get them setting and soaking. So let's just jump right into it, why don't we? Now, I know a lot of people probably don't get too crazy about putting bolts back in, or putting original bolts back in and all that jazz, but I like to try to use them when I can. So first off, those lock washers have seen a better day, so I'm going to say that's got the little center raised circle in the center. That's an International. So is that one. Just do a quick sort through. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, I did that wrong already. There we go. So if you guys can't see that, there's a little circle on IH bolts for the oil pan, and those lock watchers appear to be pretty well done for. We'll get some new ones. I don't think that may not be an IH bolt. That one is. That one is. So is that one. Yep. We'll clean that up and see what it is anyway. Yep. I don't think so. Yeah. And yeah. So we got two of them we're not sure about. We'll just drag them across here. I just didn't look hard enough. That is an IH bolt. So I'm going to give that one the benefit of the doubt too. So all of those washers are just not going to get reused. What we're going to move on to now, guys, is probably one of the parts y'all don't care to do too much. I know it's not my favorite thing to do, but I'm going to show you how I go through cleaning up my bolts. Chuck them in a vise. Got my little inside drill. I got my safety glasses on too. I don't want to pay the stupidity tax on that. And again, that is just a Harbor Freight wheel, so it ain't nothing fancy. Don't get it too tight there. I don't want to ruin my threads. So, giving this thing a good looking over, it's got one. All right, so looking this bolt over, it looks like it'll be good for us to use again. We got one little divot right there. Ain't nothing to get too excited about. So I know that is not the most exciting of all things to watch, but I believe it is a very valid thing that needs to be done for any repair. And again, I start with the head so I can make sure it's got that little circle on it. And there we go. Another bolt nicely cleaned up. So I won't bore you guys with all 12 more of those that I got to go. So I'll bring you back when I got some more done. This may not be the most exciting of things to be doing, but all right, let's try this again. So, sorry about that, guys. You may not know what goes on behind the scenes for a restoration for most items, but now you at least have an idea of what I do when I try to get something done up nice and neat. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to give our bolts a really good inspection. All right. So looking at this right here, we've got a little bit of rust, a little bit of damage. That's pretty minor. I think it'll go. IH bolt from that little raised top. Got a little bit of a nubbin. And as we go through these and we look, this one has been abused a little bit, but it's acceptable. There. That one's good. Not bad. All right. Good to go. This one's been turned a little bit. If I can find a little bit better one, I think I will. But overall, for what I'm planning on doing, I think all of these are going to be more than adequate. Okay. And one long one. So there we go. I know I need a couple of those for that project, but I'll have to go in the shop and see if I can find a few more of the longer versions here. But overall, we should have enough of our pan bolts to get our oil pan back on the Super M. So the first thing I've done is I've given them all a good cleaning with the wire brush, right? So the next step here, we're going to give them a dose of some Evapo-Rust. All right? Oops. Got them all down in there. There we go. Since it is supposed to be -20 to -40, I seriously doubt I'm going to be out in the shop for any amount of time coming up here in the next week or two. What I would like to show you is something that I discovered by accident. All right, let's get this cleaned off. There we go. So, I do most of my own carburetor work, and I will admit that cleaning the carburetor is not my favorite thing to do. So, I put some Purple Power in my ultrasonic cleaner. I got busy, and I left this carburetor sitting in there for the better part of a month and a half. And I just want you guys to get a good look on how clean that came out. That's no wire brushing, no nothing. I literally split it apart, pulled the float out of it, plopped it in there and said, I'll get to it when I get to it. All right. And I am thoroughly impressed with how clean that came out. And that is just straight 100% Purple Power. All right. So I'm going to finish taking that apart right now. All right. There we go. Now you got a little bit better view. So I'm just going to finish pulling this apart. But as you guys can see, that thing came out of there like really, really clean. All right. That looks pretty good. No main issues there. Let's pull the big jet out of the bottom. So this is the carburetor from my 43H, the wartime model that I've had in there. And I hope to have the radiator back on it, so this spring we can run the disc with it. I did not get it running in time to do that in the fall. Boy, that looks pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get the Dremel after this. Scrape that gasket off while it's still wet. But I think that's ready for its last cleanup. This, I got a little bit to do around here, but nothing serious. So, let's see if we can get... There we go. All right. Nice and clean. Let's get that in there. Okay. Nope, I'm going to have to go get my 1/4-inch drive socket set to get that out. But otherwise, I think that's ready for the Dremel. So, there is part of our work for today. And hopefully it goes over pretty well. But I just left that carburetor in there for about a month on accident with straight up purple power. And it came out about 90% clean. So I don't even think I need to get the big wire brush on that. I can just take care of that with the Dremel. But I got to go get more tools. I got to get that nozzle out on the inside. And that'll do it for today, guys. I hope to touch back in with you pretty soon here, as soon as the weather warms up.